Hey, welcome to GregVWorld. Today we are at Estero Llano Grande State Park. Say that 3 times fast. My apologies to everyone around here who can pronounce that better than I can. Estero Llano Grande State Park. If you say it wrong, it makes you cough. Sun's just about to come up. I've learned my lesson. I now visit parks in the morning, not in the evening or in the high noon. Unlike the last 2 places I've featured on these videos, Benson, Rio Grande State Park, and Santa Ana National Wildlife Refuge, I'm not as familiar with this park. I've only been here about 4 times. It's not as big. I found, generally speaking, it's not as well stocked with wildlife that I'm interested in, for lack of a better word. There are 2 things you're likely going to see here almost for sure. One is a paraque, and 2 is a gator. There are a couple gators, as I understand it, of various sizes in the gator pond, or gator lake, whatever they call it. And that's definitely worth coming by to see. Even when there's no water in any of the bodies of water here, they do keep that lake filled, obviously, because the gator would not be able to survive without water. Anyway, like all parks around here, this one seems to have sort of a party feature, besides the gator, in that they have a neat viewing area that you'll see here in just a second. Another nice thing about this park is you're pretty much there right away. You don't have to hike a mile in to see what you want to see. They're just right around the corner here. And you can sit down and see a nice view of a marsh where you can just sit down and plop down and look. Unfortunately, every time I come here to do that, I don't see anything. Being here at the crack of dawn, I'm hoping that that situation is improved. They've actually just redone this whole path to get to that area, and it's very nice. Also, concerning water, it is June 14th. Again, in the summer, in this area, I never know, but we did have a huge rainstorm 2 nights ago, so I'm hopeful that there's water both in the marsh here in the front and in what I think they call the Grebe Lake, and also back on the backside there's another kind of boardwalk marsh area you can walk through. Anyway, let's give it a whirl.
Hey there, Greg from the future. Before we get too far into this, I thought it would be great to talk a little bit about the history of Estero Llano Grande State Park. Estero Llano Grande State Park, located in Weslaco, Texas, is part of the World Birding Center and sits on land that was once part of the historic Llano Grande land grant from the Spanish colonial era. Over the years, the area was heavily farmed and used for citrus production, but its natural wetlands remained important for wildlife, especially migratory birds. In the early 2000s, the Texas Parks and Wildlife Department acquired and restored the land, converting former agricultural fields and industrial areas into thriving natural habitats. Today, the park covers over 230 acres and features a mix of wetlands, resacas, and thorn scrub forest. Okay, let's get back to it.
By the way, I hate this hat. It's just the dorkiest looking hat. But it serves me well to protect my body from the sun. That's very nice here. It's just before 7, so they probably open at 7. I'm gonna sit down here for a minute, kind of soak this in, and then we can make our way to the back side. This isn't a really large park. It doesn't take a whole lot to hike around it. Yeah, I'm not even hearing a lot of birds, so, well, okay, maybe I am. Anyway, let's have a squat. Not a squat. Let's not do that. Let's have a seat and check it out for a bit. So it doesn't look like a lot's gonna happen here in this part of the park right now. I mean, I see whistling ducks coming in. black-necked stilts, grackles, in the distance, herons. But, bye guys. But I think I need to get into the park where at least I think there's an open body of water. I know I emphasize water a lot. That's where I find the birds that are easier to photograph, and I just find more wildlife generally. Stuff like this is great, but there's too much vegetation and I can't see the birds that are landing in it. So if I can't see them, the thing I'm interested in is photographing them. Although I have to say right now there's lots of ducks, black-bellied whistling ducks and black-necked stilts floating in right now. Anyway, before I move on, this is the visitor center. Looks like they open at 7 and about, which is exactly right now, but I don't see any lights on in there. And there's some restrooms there, and I advise you use them because I don't believe there's any in the park at all. Again, I'm not that familiar with this park. We are currently here at the visitor center. I'm going to walk along this boardwalk over here to the curlew pond, which I really enjoy. Then I'm going to come over here. There's nothing much going on in here last time I was here in terms of water. There's some water. We'll see. I don't know. Then come over here and come down. This last time I was here in Grebe Marsh, I saw some baby alligators. And then we're going to come over here to Alligator Lake, where right around here, there's usually a paraque to be seen. And in here, there's usually alligators to be seen. And there's an observation deck. Then if I have the energy, I'll go down all the way to here. This is an escarpment, an embankment over this part of the Llano Grande Lake. Sometimes down in here there's birds, but they're really far away and hard to see. And then I'll hike back through here and hike back up to either here or maybe over here, around here. I've never spent any time over here. I don't really know what's over here. But this is generally where I hang out. So let's do that before it gets too hot. So it says store hours 8 a.m. to 4:30, 7 a.m. to 10 p.m., but it doesn't say which days those hours are the case. Anyway, you can see there's an entrance fee of $5. 12 and under are free, and if you have a state park pass, that'll get you in. I'm going to go ahead and move on since they don't appear to be opening anytime soon. Okay, let's head out over to the boardwalk. Oh, and I should mention they do have a little feeder here and a water station just as you're leaving the visitor center area. Very humid today. Weather report, it is currently 80 degrees and very humid. And today's high, I think, is going to be in the high 90s and more humid. I expect we'll be out of this park by 10 or 11 a.m. So hopefully it won't be that brutal. Spider. On the topic of wardrobe, sometimes I feel dorky, especially in this hat. But I always wear a big floppy sun hat of some sort. Very important. I'm not too concerned about wearing camo, but a nice, so far as if you want to be birding and somewhat inconspicuous to birds, a nice neutral color is good. You don't want to be too colorful or too contrasty. That's why I found this lovely shirt, and it's the only one I got, so I wear it every time I go out mostly. If the day's right, I'll wear my camo tee or something, but I tend to not like tees. I should stop talking to show you this. I tend not to like tees because I can't roll them down for my sleeves if I get too buggy or too sunny, and I like to have a collar to protect my neck. In terms of pants, I always wear long pants. I never wear shorts for a couple of reasons: sun protection, bug protection, and to protect the innocent from my very white legs. And I always wear my hiking boots. I don't wear tennis shoes. I always wear proper hiking shoes when I'm out and about in the wilderness. That's just me. Also, I have a backpack here that I got for like $40 at Costco, which I really like. It's a hunter's backpack. It has a slot I can put my tripod in, works out very well, and it's just big enough for stuff I need, but not too big. Of course, I always carry a nice water bottle. I just spent a stupid amount of money for a water bottle at Academy Sports the other day, but I have found it's very effective in keeping my drink cold. So that's what I'm sporting. Okay. Okay, we're now on the boardwalk across from where we just were at the visitor center. Again, this just isn't the birdiest spot for me in the valley. I like it. It's very pretty. I don't think I've ever really gotten a great bird shot here. You know, it could just be me. It's certainly nice to walk around. There's nothing wrong with this park at all. In fact, I think where I'm heading right now to the Curlew Pond is one of the prettiest spots I can visit around here in any of the parks that I've seen. And even though they do provide boardwalk here, you are able to go on the grass right here if you so desire, and they have picnic tables and whatnot. That some people watching this might think I cast judgment on places as to how good they are to watch birds or see wildlife. I don't, but I certainly cast my own observation and my own experience. I'm sure many people have had great experiences capturing amazing birds and wildlife here in Estero Llano Grande State Park. That's still hard for me to spit out of my mouth. Estero Llano Grande. Estero Llano Grande. Anyway, I just, like I said, I just don't see. I hear them, and I see them flitting around. But as far as a good spot to really capture a shot, like there's just places I know in Santa Ana, places where I'll always be able to catch a shot. I know in Benston, Rio Grande Valley State Park, at the feeders during the right time of year, I can always get a shot. I guess even really here, I know I can usually catch a shot of a paraque or an alligator. But it just isn't, probably because I don't come here enough. All right, just around the corner is Curlew Pond, which the few times I've been here, this is one place I like to definitely take a little break and just look at it. It's pretty. Let's just sit here for a minute and get bitten by bugs. Ooh. In the rising sun, I can see many spiderweb strands blown across the path. I don't know how I'm gonna deal with that. Yeah, that looks... I might have to detour. I don't think I can get across that. There's many of them. If I was a manly man, chop, chop, chop. I'm not that guy. Do not like spiders. Detour. Yeah, you can't see those. I'm not going through that. This way. There's a fine path in the other direction. Not a problem. Although, we'll see. Stupid arachnids. I guess I need the steps. You can go up to the main river over here. I mean, I guess let's walk over there. It's nice. It gets up above the tree line, so you can see down the trees, and also there's a river on the other side, but it's too far for me really to get good shots. Again, that's my primary concern. If your primary concern here is just to walk to nice places, yeah, you're gonna want to walk up here. It's more exposed. If it's midday and it's too hot, you probably don't want to walk up here. Another problem too when I'm doing videos like this is I'm basically two-fisting it. I've got a camera here and a camera there. I just saw some Inca doves on the ground over here, and I would have definitely gotten a shot of that, but I can't. So you're welcome. Now we got a little incline going here. Don't see a lot of that in Texas. Holy boy. Oh, snake. He's a little one, but he startled me. I just, woo, that little guy scared me. All right. Now, if there was access to that area down there, maybe there is, I don't know. It's very nice, but it's too far away and too high. You want to get low down on those waterfowl when you're taking a shot. Some people lay right down on the ground. I see too much going on the ground in Texas for me to want to lie down on it. But, you know, if you're dedicated, I guess that's what you got to do. It's 7:30. I'm already feeling that sun. Oh, and again, if you want to see a above tree line view of the park, they say that's what all of South Texas used to look like before people came. We're going to head over to the alligator pond, alligator lake, and see if the alligator is there and the parake. The parake I've seen, of the 5 times I've been here, I've seen the parake 3. First time I didn't know what it was. Second time saw it. Third time saw it. Fourth time saw it. Last time couldn't find it. That was a month ago. So I'm hoping they're there. There's a mating pair that hang out there. They've been there for apparently years and can almost always be counted on to be there, but I could not find them. The reason I could not find them, if you don't know what a parake is, and I hope I'm saying it right, I've never quite known, they're exceptionally well camouflaged. And they huddle down on the ground during the day so as not to be disturbed because they're so hard to see. And they hunt at night. They're a night hawk. Hopefully we can see it. Alligator pond's about 100 yards up here, so let's go. It was right across this path that a little baby alligator went skidding across. Obviously, anywhere along the Gulf of Mexico, you can expect to see alligators, but we're about an hour in from the Gulf. And I know they do exist in the Rio Grande, and they've got a special habitat set up for one, but it's just something I'm not accustomed to seeing as I'm walking around in southern Texas. And then I saw one in the Avocet Pond up here. Got some shots of it. Hopefully right now, I'm coming up to the alligator pond, I get to see the big guy. I haven't seen him since the first time I was here, I think. Him or her, I don't know. Here we are. Okay, I'm realizing this is my best chance. I just saw a little, what do you call them? I'll put the name of it right here. Just fly away from me, just feet away. So I should probably be quiet and try to make it. See if I can sit over here and see what I can see. Does it make me nervous to sit on a bench so close to a lake where a large alligator is known to reside? A little bit. I think there's a better vantage point ahead. Pretty sure up here there's a place I can sit down at a viewing center. What's with all the gross? So many spider webs. Why do I have to go through a gauntlet of spiders just to get in here? Oh, gross. Yuck. Okay. This looks like a nice place to just kind of squat down for a while and see what I can see. The grackles appear to be clearly in charge today. Something's swimming out there. I'm seeing herons. I can't remember the name of the little, I think it's a little green. I'm trying to think of. I've seen twice zipping by, but it's not landing. I think it's there's no dead vegetation sticking out of the lake like there was in other places. There's reeds on the other side. It might be too deep for stilted birds to feed. I don't know. I'm just kind of sitting here and checking it out for a while. According to Merlin's sound identification app, the only thing really in the area is a mourning dove, a cardinal, a mockingbird, and many grackles. Have seen a few herons fly by, but nothing is in the area that I can shoot. I did walk up to the... I'll walk you up there with you. Let's go over there right now. I'll just leave the camera here. There's nobody around. So there is a... does my hair look okay? Don't got a hat on. There's an alligator observation area up here. I have seen alligators from there. There might have been one now, but the sun is right in your eyes, so it's really hard to see anything here right now at this time of day. It's definitely an evening spot. I don't know anything about alligators. I know they like to sun themselves during the day. I don't know what they're doing at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hopefully not hunting overweight, middle-aged men. Okay, here we go. I still remember the first time as a kid that grew up in Las Vegas that I started traveling to the Gulf Coast area in Florida and seeing signs that were quite serious saying, hey, there's alligators and you don't want to get in here. Stay away from them, don't feed them. It was an unusual sight then. It's quite common now. Okay. Don't see anything. I can hear what I believe is a gallial in the marsh there. Yeah, it's so... I'm getting blinded just trying to look down at the marsh. But anyway, if you come the right time of day, this is a nice little spot. A little observation binoculars. A couple places you can sit down. I have seen an alligator here before. I'm sure I've got pictures of it. I'll show it now if I do. I've seen snakes and frogs and turtles and everything here, but I don't see it now. Wow, today's kind of a wash. I don't think I've actually taken a picture of anything today. Again, when I say a wash, I just mean bird photography speaking. It's still a very pleasant place to be. Really early in the morning. It's very nice. Here's something new. Of course, being any resident of Texas is very familiar with grackles. Great-tailed grackles, mostly down here. I've never seen them nest, and I've seen them now nesting in these little trees out here. So that's new. Another thing that's interesting, I just noticed, is though grackles are certainly a huge part of the urban life in the Rio Grande Valley. They're known here locally as HEB bird because they're in either grocery store parking lot. The roosts of grackles are legendary. If you haven't seen it, I'll show it now. They come in the thousands. Oddly, though, you see them in the wild parks like this. They're not like overwhelming. Well, they are a little bit here. That's about what I was going to say. When I'm at other parks, they don't seem to be like that. They don't seem to be an overwhelming part of the park. There's a heron right there. I wonder if I can get a shot at it. That might be a bittern. That might be a least bittern. Let me see if I can get a shot at it. Rats. I'm almost certain that was a least bittern. A least bittern? Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah. Perched over there by the water, and now it is gone. Rats. Well, if I wasn't yammering on about grackles, I might have got that shot. All right, well, let's pack up and go look for that paraque. I think paraque is the way to say it. Let's go see if we can find him or her or them. In the best of conditions, you can be looking right at these things and not see them. So I'm gonna give it my best shot, that college try. I know I've disappointed you because I didn't get an alligator. That's on me. Hopefully over in Curlew or Avocet Pond I can see it. That's where I saw the baby gator the last time I was here. So let's see if we can find this paraque. I walked around the whole perimeter. No luck. You think you can do better? Be my guest. I'm telling you, even after you see him, if you look away and you look back, you can't see him. Don't think today's going to be the day. Boy, I'm really crapping out today. No alligators, no paraques, no nothing, really. Nothing. Well, let's head out towards the front, see what we can see. So if you're familiar with this park, I'm all ears for comments as to where and when I need to be to get some good bird shots. Like I said, probably like anything else, you gotta come here a lot and know through experience. See, I would think right here, right now would be a great spot, and I'm just not seeing stuff. Where are you? Okay, let's go over to, I think this is called Avocet Pond, I'm not sure. But let's go over there and see if we can see anything. Things with the lights were right on my eyes, so that's some kind of heron perched over there, but I'm not even going to try and get a shot. The light's right behind me, or in front of it, I should say. Behind it, in front of me. It was right here about a month ago. I saw a baby alligator kind of minding his own business. This would be a good spot in the afternoon, but in the morning it's just, I can't even, I'm blinded. I wish I could think of what that bird is getting chased away by a grackle. Osprey, I believe is what that was. I'm always astounded how little birds chase away big birds. The top of the food chain get chased away by little birds. Well, grackle's about that small, but anyway. I don't know. I'm just not having luck here, and I'm not being very patient, if I'm honest. It's still just 8:15, but I'm just not sensing anything. I'm sensing no bird of greatness in my vicinity. And the visitor center is in sight. I think I'll go check in and get a snack. Have a seat. Estero Llano Grande. Am I getting better? Estero Llano Grande State Park. One notable thing is it is very close to Nuevo Progreso, Mexico. And I have to actually go there right after I go here to pick up some pharmaceuticals for my aunt-in-law. It's another interesting thing about living in southern Texas, the lower Rio Grande Valley, that you can just hop over to Mexico like you're going to the grocery store. Bunny, hi bunny. That's one tough bunny. Look, I'm like 10 feet away. He don't care. Tough bunny. Anyway, so after this, I'm heading over to Mexico. I'm just gonna sit here for a while. And this very nice place to be. And go say hello to the people and check in. Because I gotta check in when I check out. I guess rangers that work here in the visitor center, and they said that due to the storm, that's probably why we had a major storm here 2 days ago, like biblical, really, really heavy rain for several hours. And that is likely why the parakeet aren't out, as well as the alligators. She mentioned that over here on the other side of the center, on the west side, I'm likely to see more of the local variety of Altamira orioles, hooded orioles, chachalaca, which is great, and I love those birds, but I've seen a lot and I'm very tired, so I don't think I'm going to walk over there today. But yeah, I mean, today, that's birding. Some days it's a bust, and some days it's great. I wouldn't say I've given up on here, but I personally haven't had a lot of luck other than alligator and parakeet. But it's really just such a pleasant place to be anyway. Definitely give it a visit. I know you won't be disappointed. Just come in the morning or the evening or in the fall or winter. Don't come in the dead of summer in the midday, because it will be unmiserable. It will be very unpleasant. It would not be nice. Don't do it. All right, I'm going to sit here for a minute, enjoy this, and then head out to Mexico. Before I go, in the comments, where do you want me to, I live here in the valley. If there's someplace you want me to visit and record, let me know. Put it in the comments. So anyway, thanks so much for joining. I hope you'll visit next time, and you have a great day.